Hello, Education 380, Education 500. Dr. Allen here. Hope you had a great break. I know I sent out the reminder of everything that's going to be coming up and due actually on Sunday. I still wanted to put out a video. There's not really going to be much instructional stuff. It's just to kind of highlight a few things. And I thought it's nice to kind of say it verbally, not just over email. And forgive me, I'm actually in my home office, which I enjoy very much. But with these shorter days, I have windows and it's gotten dark, and my lights are over there, as you can see, and it looks like the sun's coming, but it's still causing a little bit of shadow. I've kind of went to the small screen already, so forgive me if my lighting's kind of flickering a little bit. I'll try to. It seems like if I'm kind of close, it doesn't seem to do it too much, but I also don't want to scare anyone. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. All right, a few things before I go over this week and actually next. I want to thank everyone. You probably had a flood of stuff coming in last week. I really tried to make sure all the lesson plans were done, or the lesson plan brainstorming assignments and the videos were done. I think I got them all. If I had any problems with the videos, I believe I emailed everyone that I could. If I couldn't open them, don't worry. If I get them and there was problems and they were submitted, I don't take off. That's just one of those things. Sometimes it happens. Um, but make sure that if I did email you, send me the video. Or if you don't see something posted or you see a little note in Brightspace, just contact me. No big deal. You can stop by or you can just fire me an email. That works perfectly. Lesson plans. Lesson plans were great. Also, I want to thank everyone. This is the first semester we've used iRubric. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm not going to pull up the grade book, obviously, because I'm filming. But I believe everyone had clicked iRubric, which made things a lot easier. Most people actually just submitted perfectly on iRubric, which made the grading nice. All the comments and all are on iRubric. But if you didn't submit on iRubric, most of you at least had emailed it to me, or I'm doing the column. You had submitted it on Brightspace, but had clicked the iRubric link, which meant I could go in there and grade the rubric. That's what I needed. It's our key assessment, so everyone should have gotten an iRubric score. There might have been one or two people who didn't. Don't quote me on that. And if you didn't, I know I would have typed up something in the Brightspace or probably even emailed you. So if you don't see a grade for the brainstorming thing, make sure you check the comments. Maybe there was something where I wasn't on iRubric. It does need to be, I have to be able to grade it in iRubric for the assignment to count because it's our key assessment. Even if you just send it to me and just click on it, that's fine. But I've kind of went over all that. But thank you all is basically what I'm saying. It was very smooth and it looked like pretty much everyone had done it. Trying to think anything else off the top of my head. Oh, um, my goal, I've gotten the videos and the lesson plans. They take a little while to grade. Should have the fun text done this week. My promise to you is this: I will have everything graded probably around, well, I'm just going to establish this date, December 8th, which I believe is a Thursday, next Thursday. Uh, by 5, maybe 6 o'clock, I should have everything posted and graded. If you've submitted something and it's not been graded, just fire me an email. I'll or stop by my office. I'll be around and I'll make sure that it is up to date. If it's on Brightspace, it'll be graded. I know sometimes some people have had to submit things a little late, or there was something that happened with the videos, especially. Sometimes it's easier to do emails. I'm usually pretty good because I have a specific folder, and as soon as I get them, I move them in. That's me throwing it into the folder. But just in case, I mean, mistakes happen or I overlook things, if you would happen to have emailed it, and if you did the assignment and you don't see it, the grade posted, just contact me. It's no big deal. If it's, I haven't deleted any emails this semester. I don't do that because just for these reasons. So I'll find it very easily. Usually I try to search as we go anyway, but long story short, if you don't see a grade by December 8th, by 5 o'clock, and you did the assignment, just contact me. With that being said, I know I sent out the reminder for this week's assignment, uh, but I just want to cover it really quick just so we're all on the same page. This week, there's only one thing to do. It's discussion 10. It's the last one for the Tech Like a Pirate. You can go ahead and post that up. There is on the syllabus, it says blog 10. Blog 10 you don't have to worry about because normally I do that the same week as the fun tech, but I didn't even do it this time. It would be repetition. You just did a review on two fun techs. I don't think I need to ask you to do another blog. So instead of putting this up here and just telling you to pick something to review or giving you another tech, I just went ahead and gave everyone the credit because I want to make sure everyone has time to do the final. So this week on Sunday, discussion 10 is due. If you're in the graduate section, Education 500, there's something else that's due on Sunday. I know I'll talk about that at the end. So if anyone wants to kind of go off for 380, I'll highlight the 500 stuff here in a minute. That means you have discussion 10. You also, this is the final. Some of you have actually already done it. Awesome. Is the Apple teacher certification. I'm going to do a little hype job here. One, the link is actually, there's also another link right here if you need it, but I also posted most of the stuff under this week. It's a good resume thing. You're going to get a certificate when you get done. A lot of the schools, especially in elementary, like to use Apple Tech a lot, the iPads. I was just at Musselman Middle School, and I think they actually have went to iPads through a pilot school for the iPads. So I think Apple Tech is a really good one to do. It's a good skill to have. Even if you don't end up using Apple much, some of the editing skills and all I think are really beneficial, especially with EdTPA, again, with the videos. So you have to do the Apple certification. I've had some people email like, what is that? Where do I go for it? Well, a couple things. One, I put a YouTube link. This is not me, so don't worry. But it's someone, it's about a 10-minute video, and it goes over the steps as to how to do it and get the badges. Basically, you have to go through a set of skills. And if anyone asks, you can do either iMac or iPad. I don't care which one. You don't have to do both. It'll ask you, do you want to do the badges based on an iPad? Do you want to do it on an iMac? Doesn't matter. What you need to do, you'll go to education.apple.com and you're going to click Learning Center. When you get here, there's something that says your Apple teacher journey. You'll click that. Sorry, I was trying not to cough. When you get here, you do need to have an Apple login. You'll have to create an account right there. But when you go in, you'll go through, and you're going to click, and you're going to go through, and you're going to earn badges based on like editing, on different things like that. Editing's one. I think using a GarageBand is another. Movie Maker, things like that. And as you can see, there's the Pages, Keynote. You learn these badges, and once you get done, you get a certificate. It costs nothing to do. It's a nice thing, like I say, for resume. That's the assignment. And like I say, the video kind of outlines what you have to do. You are more than welcome to go ahead and start it. I know some people have already done it. This is the final, though, and I wanted to make sure you had a little bit of time to do it. So it is due Wednesday the 7th. I have to have enough time to grade and get your grades calculated. So sorry, someone loud just drove up my road. I don't know if you heard that or not. Let me repeat that. They are due on December 7th, so I can get everything graded and get your grades calculated for your final bit, because I know a lot of you are getting ready to go into student teaching and things like that. That's the Apple. The links are here. It is free, and you can just submit it. And like I say, you just get a little certificate. You can submit that. If for some reason you don't get the certificate, I don't know why they wouldn't, but if you've completed all of them, all your badges will be like complete, 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 complete. You can take a screenshot and send that as long as they're all complete. But most people just send the certificate, which is perfect. Like I say, that's due on the 7th. I think I left this on the syllabus. I took a lot of references out, but I've still had a person or two ask that they can do it. So I'm not going to say that you can't. Some people have asked about the Google certification. I would recommend doing Apple personally. But if you would rather do the Google for Education certification, that is fine. It counts the same. You only need to do level 1. Few things though. One, Google costs $10. That's one reason why I just prefer if you did Apple. But if you want to pay the $10, that's fine. Also, Google, you can do some things, but you have to register for a certification exam. And it tests you on things like, well, what's in your Google account, like things like Classroom, Docs, Google Slides, things like that. It's got all the info there. You might not even get your test results back immediately. What I would need if you do this, I just need a screenshot that you have registered for the test or that you completed the test and your results will come back in. That's really what I need is that you've taken the test. I don't care if you pass or fail it. It'd be nice if you passed it, but if you take it, it's nothing that's required to pass. That's another reason why I think it's better to do the Apple. The Apple, you're going to get a certificate at the end no matter what, and it costs nothing. If you do the Google, you have to pay the $10 and you have to get a certain score. I believe it's an 80. If you don't get the 80, you don't get the certificate. You have to retake the test. And I believe it. I think it does cost $10 again. I haven't retaken it. Um, so, but you can do it. And I just need verification that you took the test, not your score, because sometimes the scores, if there's a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, there was a ton of people taking it, and the scores were taking a couple weeks to get back. But it's more about taking the test than it is actually passing the test, if that makes sense. I would not Google education, and let me make sure I reiterate this. It is not required. You need to do one or the other. So if you did Apple, you're good. If you don't want to do Apple and you feel like Google is better for you, that's fine. Just need to provide verification that you took the test. But you don't have to worry about the Apple if you do the Google. I have it up there in case you want to do it, though. I think that is it for the week. I mean, it's coming up fast. I know everyone's probably busy, busy, busy. The discussion is due this Sunday. It's the last thing. And the Apple certification is due on the 7th. If you could, if you're in Education 500, hang on for 1 second when I kind of wrap up here. But I do want to say one other thing. Thank you all very much. I know these videos sometimes are a little rough. Sometimes I got messy hair. I got staticky hair right now. I had a toboggan on. I was outside hiking around. But I hope they help. And everyone's done awesome work. I was actually, and I'm not making this up, I was raving about you with the iRubrics. I was actually raving to a colleague about the high percentage of everything being turned in on this class. I really appreciate it. It's a lot to take in. I mean, I'm sorry, it's a lot. It's easier to grade when everything's being turned in and it's done right than when it's not being turned in and it's being rushed. And I think everyone did a really nice job with everything. So I do appreciate it. I do hope you take something out of the class. Again, I know everyone won't do every tech that's been in this class. And that's not the purpose of it. If you can just take one or two, if you like Wakelet or Padlet and you use it in the future, I think that is a win. If you do Pear Deck or Nearpod, I think that is a win. If it helps you a little bit with Google and some of the introductions with the classroom, I know it was very base level stuff. I still think that's a huge win. So, and the Apple, of course, if you get familiar with that and you start to use some stuff out in the schools and it helps you get a job, I think that's a huge win. So what I'm just saying is thank you all. I hope you get something from it. If you're in 380, you can go ahead and click off and just make sure you have everything discussion post by this Sunday and Apple certification by the 7th. If you've already done the Apple, man, get that discussion post done and good luck on your exams. Now, Education 500. There's one other thing, and I'm sure you know what I'm going to talk about, and I think everyone has actually emailed me about it. It's the research paper. I have opened it up. It's not due until the 4th, which is Sunday. I kind of just pushed it back a little bit, but just because I think it's asked, I think I've emailed both everyone in the class about what the requirements are, but just in case I haven't, it's pretty straightforward. It's just you have to have a little extra because it is a graduate level class. It's a 5 to 8 page research paper, double spaced, Times New Roman. And you can do it. I'm not picky. It just needs to be related to something related to an education topic and technology. So you could do something on how the pandemic affected education because of the online components. You could do something about a specific type of technology in the classroom. You could do something about the changes in technology in the classroom over the years. I'm not picky. As long as there's a technology component to it and an education component to it, good. Does need to be an APA format. I did put a few potential ones as an article on hot topics in education this year and technology, but it's pretty wide open. You're welcome to submit anytime, but it's due on Sunday. If you are really crunched for time because there's only 2 people in the class, just email me. I think I have enough flexibility next week that if you need a few more days, I think as long as I have it by the 7th, I think we would be okay. If I had like 10 or 12 people in here and I had to read all those papers, that might be a little tricky. But if you need a day or two past the 4th, that's fine. Just fire me an email. But other than that, thank you both. 500, same as 380. I mean, that applied to everyone. The work has been great. Thank you very much for the patience and everything what's going on. And I hope everyone had a good holiday and break. And I'm going to go ahead and stop babbling and stop sharing and say, catch you later.